What's up? It's Trot WAM from odds.com. This is our NBA breakdown for Wednesday, March 17th, 2021. Click the link below. Click the link below. We got all the breakdown, all the juice for you. Make sure you guys be along with the fun. Again, click the link below for the full breakdown. The last spot here for me is the San Antonio Spurs going on the road against the Chicago Bulls. That's the Chicago Bulls that just came off of a smacking of the OKC Thunder. Put it on the OKC Thunder. Now, as far as the injuries here, let me pull up some injuries here. My apologies, you guys. But the injuries here shows that a DeMar DeRozan will be considered out for this game. I mean, we kind of figured he has some personal things going on with his family. His father passed away, rightfully so. You got to take your time, get your time to take care of the family, get your knees back. But I believe Pop did mention earlier in this week that he was expecting him to play. So that is something that you want to look out for, when these guys have expectations of people playing and maybe that throw off their game plan, or maybe their contingency game plan is better. I don't think so, because DeMar DeRozan has been crazy. He's been killing it as well for his team, just as much as Jimmy Butler has been. DeMar DeRozan has been that for the San Antonio Spurs. It's a little bit more by committee. He has more help than Jimmy Butler has been getting. So it is a little bit more by committee here. As far as the Bulls and the Spurs, they both covered their last 5 of the last games, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull that up for you here. Yes, they've covered, as far as the San Antonio Spurs, they covered 5 of the last 10 games. For the Chicago Bulls here, they just won tonight, but it's still, they still only cover. Oh, you know what? They cover, just 5 of the last 10. 5 of the last 10. Nothing really too special here. Now, my main thing here is that Chicago Bulls, even though they just came off of a home win, they're trash at the house, man. They're not good at home. This Spurs team is great on the road. Now, the last 5 games for the Spurs haven't been really that good. It's been all over the place. They're ranked 26 in points points per game at 103. So they're having 103 points per game. They're ranked 13th in field goal percentage, 18th in 3-point percentage. They don't really shoot that many threes anyway, so it's not that much of a difference there. This team is ranked 25th in rebounds. That's kind of troubling there. In the last 5 games, they haven't been able to rebound. And this last 5 games, they also ranked 23rd in assists. I think that would be going up a little bit if we're getting DeMar DeRozan back. He's a little bit more of their assist guy, along with DeJounte Murray, who's been playing really well. I think he had 19 points his last game. He's been playing well, but I believe that you want to have DeMar DeRozan back. So him not being back is something that's concerning me, but I still am leaning towards this Spurs team. Now, they are not going to turn over the ball. That's something that we're going to look into. They're ranked 11th in opposing turnovers, while I believe they're only turning over the ball at a shorter clip here. I thought I had that up there. My apologies there. But as far as this team for the Spurs, they're ranked 16th in points in the paint, while being 16th in opposing points in the paint. Both of those numbers is at 48. Very strange there. You ever look at the last 5 games? Both of those numbers are at 48.4. It's very strange there. And I thought that was kind of interesting as well, because they're holding opponents to 48 points in the paint. That's kind of what the average is as far as what the league is right now. Now, the Bulls, on the other hand, they're not really that good. As far as the points in the paint, they're not really that good. They just played a bad team in OKC. So I'm not going to give them that much credit there. They're ranked 28th. Coming into tonight's game, they're ranked 28th in opponents' points in the paint. Now, that's 55 points that they're allowing opponents to get off on them, and they don't care. They don't care about how it looks. You know what I'm saying? They don't care how it looks as long as it go down. One of the things about this Bulls team, they're pretty feisty. They do like to jump into the passing lanes very quickly, which they were displaying tonight. They're ranked number 1 in opponents' 3-point percentage, but what I just mentioned about the Spurs, they don't really take that many threes, so that's not going to really affect them here. I think the points in the paint is where they're going to have trouble here, and I think Bulls may be switching up their starting lineup a little bit too early. Now, they did put Kobe White and Wendell Carter on the bench. They got Thomas Satoransky, and they have Thaddeus Young starting now. So those guys made their starting debut, I believe, last game, not this game, but the last game. And it's I mean, it looks like it could work out for them. I'm not gonna just go ahead and judge it off jump, but I think that they have. I was telling this to my sister the other day. I think these guys they have the right players, but it's the wrong team. Some of these guys do not belong in this type of system, or some of these guys just don't need to be. They're not complementing each other's well. And it's kind of showing. They're ranked 14th in 3-point percentage at 36%. They're not really shooting that well. 17th in the last 5 games in points per game. So they're only 17th at 110 points per game. And as far as this team here, they're ranked 25th in field goal percentage, which is my biggest issue here for this team because that's correlating with their effective field goal percentage, which is ranked 24th. You're being 25th and 24th in the last 5 games. You're not going to win that many games. It's just kind of what it is. I mean, as far as you playing against a team that's efficient, you're not going to win that many games here. I think that this Bulls team is just not good at the house, man. They're not really good at the house. That's kind of where you're seeing this being one of those things that you kind of want to stop here and look at it now. The Bulls, they're only covering 9 of the 21 games at the United Center. 9 of the 21 games at the United Center. Now, I don't want to tell you guys how bad that is, but it's a 42% chance of them covering. But that still doesn't give me enough indication that this is a good spot for these guys. I don't like that spot here. The Spurs, on the other hand, they're road warriors. They're as far as being a road underdog, they're 6-3 ATS. As far as being an away team, as far as just being away from the house, they're covering 10 of the last 16 games at the that they had away, and also 8 of the last 10 games against the East this year. I just think that the Spurs team is going to be a little bit better coached, along with, and don't get me wrong, Billy Donovan's been doing a great job, phenomenal job, along with benching Kobe White, which he probably should have did a month ago. But the fact that he benched him, he had the balls to do it. Got to give him credit there, but I think it's a little bit too late. These guys are just not going to work out right, and I don't think this is a good matchup for Zach LaVine. Don't get me wrong. Zach LaVine is a walking bucket. He could get off anyone. He had 40 points today. He could just get off on anybody. But I think this is going to be a good matchup for him. I'm looking to see what we're going to get out of DeJounte Murray. Looking where we're going to get out of the collective group that we've been seeing for the Spurs. Rudy Gay has been pretty much having a rock solid year, to be honest with you. And Keldon Johnson is somebody I'm also going to look out there. And along with Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl has been playing well. Now, he needs to step it up in the rebound category. That's the reason why they're only 25th in rebounds the last 5 games. So I need you to step it up, Jakob Poeltl. But I definitely agree here that this is a good spot. I just don't trust the Bulls as a favorite. I don't trust them as a home team, and I don't trust them as a winner here. So we're gonna have to go ahead and take it out as we see it, man. I think this is gonna be a good spot for the Spurs. I'm gonna have to take this Spurs team. I believe it's at 2, if I'm not mistaken, at -2, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm gonna take the Spurs. It's +1 for the Spurs. I'm going to take the Spurs on a money line. This looks like the best spot because the line that we're getting here is at -102 at FanDuel. I'm going to take the Spurs -102 at FanDuel. I think they're going to cover the game, win this game out. So this is a good spot to probably hit both, but I'm going to just take the -102 just to give us some extra juice there.